Around.
Hey, we're here. What's going on,
are
Robbie? I got
live.
John here. So how's your weekend? You had some pretty big interviews this weekend, didn't you?
Yeah. I hosted a bunch of panels at our local con. Billy Zane, Lou Diamond Phillips, Charisma Carpenter, Emma Caulfield from Buffy, William Shatner, Kevin Eastman, Chris Claremont. It was a really fun yet busy and slightly exhausting weekend, but it was great. Great time.
Imagine.
I was happy. I saw the picture of him with Emma Caulfield. She's like one of my favorite characters from Buffy, and I was like, I was envious. I met her several years ago at a con, but it was just like a zillion people, so it was just like you didn't have a chance to say much other than hi, bye, or sign some swag or something. But I was super. I love that someone I know is hosting panels and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I love that there's someone in the fan community that I actually know and have contact with on a regular basis that does that stuff. Because so many people want to do it and they don't make it happen. And this is another 30 seconds me putting heel Robbie over. But, it's not like Robbie's dad owns DC Comics or, his mom is Linda Carter and he has an instant access to the superhero community. Robbie sort of did what he had to do to make himself a fixture on the con circuit, in the community and stuff like that. And I say this to a lot of people. Look, man, you can try to do that too. I mean, don't be like a weird creeper or anything, but you know what I mean?
Like smelling people?
We'll gloss over it. Heel Robbie is not a sniffer. That's a face Robbie thing.
That's right.
But seriously, though, and I love to see that because I have a lot of friends that are like, I would have or could have, but didn't. Well, okay, then accept that you didn't. Robbie didn't want to just be a guy getting his comics at the store on Wednesday and sitting in his car and reading them.
Right.
He works at the store. The same with Castle. When we met Castle, he was just a guy. And now he works at a comic book store. He's got all his other, Castle's Corner and all the other stuff. There is, one of the things I love about the comic community is the big tent. There's room for people. The reason I brought this up is I had a beer with a guy today that was like almost mournful that he's just worked for an insurance company for 35 years. And, he'll get like a watch and a check. And, he was positive he could draw. To be clear, he could not. He cannot. He was positive he had great comic book ideas. To be clear, he did not. But the point was to not even.
But he is a fan.
Super hardcore fan. He has the biggest Green Lantern collection of anyone I know.
Really?
Like massively large. His kid went to college, and the kid's room over the garage, the bonus room, is now the Green Lantern room. I mean, this guy literally has, he's one of the few people I know who has like Green Lantern 11 slabbed in good condition. I've never seen one at 5 or better. A book that's that old. I mean, I've seen them at cons, but I haven't seen it in people's collections.
So to answer Preston's question, it is a sharp dressed man that is the ZZ Top song.
That is the ZZ Top song.
Not self-made man. Nice try, though.
Now we can get back to still not talking about comics, but I kind of want to do, in the back of my mind, I knew Monday I was going to do the show, and I'm listening to my buddy, and I'm not bashing him. Anthony's a good dude. We've known each other since our 20s. But, I feel bad. Part of it is because he said, are you going to do your streaming show? I said, yeah. And I could see the look on his face, and I'm like, dude, there's nothing stopping you from creating a show. Kevin Smith said this years ago at a con. He said the technology available to now from Verizon, with your iPhone, you can record, edit, and upload whatever, guys sitting in his
start
basement.
A Green Lantern show of some
That's what I said to him. I said, dude, you and me and GL makes 3. Bang, post it and go.
Right.
Maybe nobody watches. Maybe they do. I mean, I think
I think you would watch.
We have 18 or 19
Probably.
people who watch this show now. And you know what I mean? We started with, just Amy watching, shaking her head in the other room. So
she used to be on the show with us for a bit.
She was on the show. What?
So she couldn't watch.
The problem with Amy being on the show is then literally nothing was getting done. Someone has to do, as Nick said, somebody has to actually do the work and stuff here. But we have Triple B. I love Triple B's show, man. That's another person who, in the chat, knowing the community or whatever, and his unboxing videos are great and they're authentic.
Yeah.
I love that.
True.
CJ, when I first met CJ, he was just a guy in the chat. CJ sent me an image earlier today of a project he's working on, and I don't want to say too much because maybe he's not ready to talk about it yet, but it was awesome. Dynamite related, I will say that much. And it was awesome. And I thought to myself, this was a guy who initially was just somebody in the stream.
That's true.
So, and I'm not saying that this show is like the fountain of creation or youth or anything, but I just there's opportunity out there.
Right.
Anyone's watching this show that's thinking, oh, that guy with the sideburns is obnoxious, I could do that. You're probably right, and you should.
So there you have it.
Amen. Amen.
I tell people my sole qualification for being here is being Nick's friend.
And you found us, so there's nothing more.
That's true,
really
and I live like 3-4 miles away.
Yeah,
but...
so it's just bad news all the way around. So Edward, feel better, man. I'm sorry you're not feeling well.
That.
Yeah, that's
Edward. We're at Halloween, man. I did not see. I knew he wasn't feeling well because we're halfway to Halloween, and usually Edward will be like super psyched by then, man. But
I think he's got time. I think it's all right. I think he'll recover by then. So
June
Robbie,
25th, Edward won't be able to stop me from posting those Mariah Carey defrosting memes.
So Robbie, the movie of the night is
one of the greatest movies of the 90s. How about Showgirls? Paul Verhoeven's Showgirls.
And that was
movie night.
And that was supposed to go in tandem with your Elizabeth Berkley interview this weekend, but she bailed, right?
Well, she canceled the show. Yeah, I wasn't going to do her panel. For some reason, they keep me away from the Saved by the Bell and the 90210 panels. But, I'm happy with what I got. So I got to meet Billy Zane. Lou Diamond Phillips, by the way, one of the coolest people I've ever hung out with for a brief time, and signed me a picture, said, great working with you. And it's just so cool. I'd watched La Bamba the night before.
La Bamba, one of my favorite movies.
That's a great film, man.
He's a guy I'd like to see have a character in the MCU. That's how much I like Lou Diamond Phillips. There's a small group of people who haven't been in the MCU that I want to see in the MCU. Just because I like them. Not that I think I'm, have the insight of casting or anything like that. But I just loved Lou Diamond Phillips. I'd love to see that guy. I wouldn't care if he was an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I wouldn't care what the story is.
He's great. He's super cool. He did confirm that Young Guns 3 is happening and Chavez is still alive. So he did.
And he did a small cameo role in Doctor Strange, if I remember. The first one.
Did he?
Oh,
yes. Yeah. He was the guy who was hurt or something, and
I thought that was Benjamin Bratt.
That's Benjamin Bratt. That's
right. That was Benjamin Bratt. That's right. You're right, Jay.
They look similar. I mean, that 90s look was very black hair, cheekbones. It was very common.
But so you had a full weekend.
Full weekend, and everybody was cool, man. Everybody was cool. Even Chris Claremont was cool this year. So that means out of 4 panels I've done with him, 3 of them have went well. 1 of them was a train wreck, but this one went well. So I almost didn't want to do it.
Maybe you could just sign this and mail it to me. I'm out. There are some creators who, unfortunately,
Corey. All right, bud. See you later, man. Good.
They might be good people what you call it in real life, but at cons they just get a bad reputation. I'll tell you who dunks on Chris Claremont's con rep a lot, particularly on Twitter, is Gail Simone. I guess they're friends or in contact about. She loves talking about that. He should come with a sandpaper grit rating. He's so abrasive at cons. And I don't know if instead of being a comic book writer, Gail Simone wanted to be a stand-up comic or something, but she dunks on Claremont a lot. And to be honest, the guy takes it with, aplomb, I guess is the word used to be. He doesn't really say much about, hey, Red, you're literally playing in the sandbox like Belt. He never says anything like that.
Well, all you got to know about Chris is a few things. Really just a couple, right? Number one, he needs to have a Coca-Cola, like a Mexican Coca-Cola, not like one bottled in the States. He
That's
needs
where Nick
Coca-Cola.
is. Nick's always got Mexican Coke in the fridge. I love
Yeah,
it.
that stuff's great. He
Sugar.
needs that, and he needs like a Hershey bar or some Oreos. He needs something with him at all times. So there's that. Second thing, he doesn't approve of anything that has happened with the X-Men since he's left the title.
No.
And if you want to get him irate, keep mentioning the new stuff and how much you like it. Okay.
I have a question, Mr. Claremont. Have you sent sufficient thank you notes to John Byrne for carrying you all those years on the X-Men? I'll sit here and wait. Robbie, back to you.
That was a shot. Shots fired.
I would never ask him that question. I did one time ask him what it was like working with John Byrne, and I never did anything to upset him really. He just like got upset. The last time I did a panel with him, he got upset. It was right when all that Krakoan stuff started. Everybody wanted to ask him his thoughts about that, and I think he felt kind of like I don't care about this stuff. I don't like it. And I think it's stupid. And then he got really snarky with me because of it. And but for the most time, Chris Claremont's a
I didn't appreciate the Robbie hair at the time.
Yeah, but that Krakoa stuff is awful. Stop. Normally, I'm kind of like con people. Creators should try to at least, even for their own self-interest, to sell more books, be friendly to con people. Krakoa is terrible. It started terrible. It was a terrible idea. This is an example of no adult in the room looking and saying no, like a firm voice, like you would with a puppy. So the creator's off. And the next thing you know, Krakoa is its own nation. Good guys are bad. Bad guys are good. Wolverine's a senator. Oh, stop it, please. Please stop it. If you're going to do the superhero as a member of Congress thing, wait till next week and Thunderbolts will be out.
So Marcus asked, we don't have Thunderbolts tonight. I do know there are sketch covers in the pipeline. I just haven't gotten them yet. All right. So there will be Thunderbolts. I'm hoping the movie will be good. All right.
Ken Hazer did the whatchamacallit thing, right? Ken Hazer did the Winter Soldier one with Bucky the Winter Soldier with short hair, right?
When?
For the newest like Thunderbolt stuff that's coming out?
He might have done that for previews, but I haven't gotten anything. So Hazer with previews goes an entirely different direction with them.
Okay, no, we were just talking on Instagram or whatever, and he was telling me.
Yeah,
he's like,
so he may be. Yeah.
Well, he goes, I know you like Bucky with the World War II haircut, so he did one like not for me, but just after doing 100 Winter Soldiers with long hair, he just decided to. And I told him there's some source material on a couple of the different like the different alternate reality versions of Bucky. Right. There's one where he's still like a World War II dude. You got the hair or whatever.
So Mike, no, she used to be Lorena at one point, and then I think she was using Facebook, I want to say. So when she hopped back into YouTube, it became Garfong or Garfwong. So I don't know. You have to ask her. She really has to answer that question.
So is that like her Klingon maiden name?
I don't know.
That's cool. I wish I had a name like that. Man, my name is.
So it's out there, Lorena. Let us know what the reason is for Garth Wong. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, so
Nick does have a piece of Thunderbolts art. I don't know if he's going to want to put it on the show on Friday, but I know he's got one.
I would think he would.
Because I was here one day when it arrived.
Right. Who knows?
He'd gotten it from Spencer Beck or someone.
So let's see. Stevie B is. Okay, so there's a question to the group. What's the word on what will be the hot books to grab on Saturday's free comic book day?
Well, the first one I'll recommend will be Thundercats Powerpuff Girls. I've read that one. That one's pretty freaking fun. So
I was going to say Thundercats Powerpuff Girls are. I almost feel like that's self-serving to say that, but that's really cool.
Yeah, it's super fun. And outside of that, the Energon Universe one is pretty cool. The Conan one is great. I have not read the Marvel or DC ones yet, though. And so the only ones I've read so far have been the Powerpuff Girls, Thundercats, the Energon, which was awesome, and the Conan. And all three of those were great.
That's probably the one I'm looking the most forward to on that day because I've already read the.
Okay, there's the explanation from Lorena. Let's see. Can they see her? Yes, they should be able to. All right. So when I made my YouTube, I didn't know you can edit the name. So first I had my full name. Gotcha. So she changed it. Gotcha. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So quick shout outs. Let's see who we
TJ, I am as well. Mad Cave has done some great books that I very much enjoy. And it was funny, Robbie brought up Billy Zane, and I want to say, when you say the word Billy Zane, the first movie that comes into my mind is The Phantom, but I'd be lying. When you say Billy Zane, the first movie that comes into my mind is Zoolander.
That's the first movie that comes into most people's minds. I have
learned. It comes to mind. It's Titanic. Believe it or not, it's Titanic.
Yeah, most people think of the Zoolander bit. You know, the whole "listen to your friend Billy Zane."
Yeah, mark it. There you go.
He's a cool dude.
And I see TJ and Jay talking about the voice of Quackerjack from Darkwing Duck is the same guy who did the voice of Lex on the Ruby Spears Superman show. That's the same guy who did the voice of Duke in G.I. Joe, and I did a panel with him on Saturday morning, him and Larry Kinney, who was the voice of Lion-O and Count Chocula. He even wore a Count Chocula shirt as a total mark. But nice. It was great. They were super cool dudes. Very cool dudes.
All right, let's do shout-outs. We got Preston in the house. What's up? TJ, what's going on, bud? CJ, what's happening, buddy? Edward is probably sleeping now. He's not feeling well. So get better soon. Let's see. Who else is here? CJ. I said, Barlord, what's going on, bud? Let's see. Who else?
The problem is almost anyone who is in Zoolander, if you bring their name up, that will be the first movie I think of. It doesn't matter who it was. I just...
You know, when I think of Billy Zane, first movie I think of is Demon Knight, the Tales from the Crypt movie. And
oh my God, yeah.
Had a great conversation. Had a great conversation with him about that one. He had so much fun apparently making that. He said the only sequels that he would do and that he's actively trying to get done are Demon Knight Part 2 and Phantom Part 2. He apparently is a huge, huge Phantom fan.
The Phantom is one of those things that it doesn't seem to matter who does it.
Right.
Dynamite has done some of the King's Feature stuff for a while. Now Mad Cave is doing it. You can go back into like the 80s and 90s and see different people taking stabs at the Phantom. I say to people all the time, one of my favorite non-Dynamite comic things is the Comics Kingdom app and subscription service.
Right.
I've been reading Phantom stuff by Lee Falk from the 40s, 50s. It doesn't matter what era, decade, creators. Phantom is just a cool story. And not to disrespect Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, but there's a certain amount of Phantom energy in the Black Panther's backstory.
Right.
If you want to say it was done better or whatever, we could discuss that in a show all on itself. But this whole idea of, Secret Kingdom, isolated in it's clear that at least some of that stuff was sort of drawn from maybe Tarzan and the city of Opar, which Tarzan fell into a bunch of times. The Phantom, the idea of the sort of jungle superhero was there. Now, if you want to say it was done best by Black Panther, okay, you're not going to get an argument from me, but and Tarzan, of course.
All right. So to finish the shout outs, let's see. Stevie B in the house. What's up, bud? Let's see. Triple B.
People who are watching and haven't hit the like button, we're just going to randomly send them an invoice in a book. So if you'd like to have some say,
Johnny Sanchez. Boy, John's salty today.
No.
Let's see.
I said, I'm glad I got here, man. I'm driving around and I'm thinking, I thought I had plenty of time. I went down to have one beer with a friend at 2:00, maybe a half hour away. Somehow it was like 4:45.
Traffic is brutal today.
And traffic,
you know why? I think it's the end of spring break. spring break was last week, so no one's taking the day off now because everyone's kids were off for a week.
I did do a good deed today. My friend Anthony, who's a Green Lantern fan, one of the things he's a big fan of, he loved Transformers, he loved G.I. Joe back in the day. He had no idea about the whole Energon universe thing. So I just turned my phone around, I opened it up, I'm like, dude, you got some catching up to do. And he was just super excited that there was like all this new content. Like a lot of people, he's super excited to see Lanterns. He's super excited to see Guy Gardner in the Superman movie. But people, especially people in our generation, they miss stuff.
Right.
That's why one of the reasons I always, not just this show, but I always try to stay current with what's going on online. Robbie has turned me on to several books where I go back and I get them and I'm like, man, I'm behind. I'm at the party late. I got to sort of get in front of this stuff.
Ryan, what's going on, bud? All right, Space Case. I think I saw Robbie
CJ,
Roach
nobody has one beer
in the room.
Well, I was driving, so it was 1 yard of ale was all I could manage if I had
1
to try.
yard. All right, let me see. Did I get everyone? I think I did. All right. So
wait, what's the question? John and Robbie are here.
Oh, so before we go to our first break,
on comics and TV shows.
let's do Becky Bate, what's up?
Hi, Becky.
Johnny, I don't know. Okay, the ratios, they come in and we get what we get. Somebody grades them, prices them, and then so if I do, it will be on the show. I promise.
Do we have Dynamite books this week?
We do. So we've got a boatload. So it's light on sketch covers and back issues, and the rest are all Dynamite books. Okay. So coming out this week on Wednesday, I'm going to read off what's coming out. But first, you know what? Let's do this. All right. So
wait, don't start that. It's time for the break.
No, we'll do this real fast first. All right. So the last week's comments winner is Steve Vendetta.
Nice.
He checked off all the boxes. He complimented me, my kid. Put up 2 comments, I think. So he checked all the boxes. So Steve Vendetta is the winner, and he's getting the Zatanna cover sketch by Kirstine Danica.
I like this, man. I like this one a lot.
All right. So
congratulations, Steve.
The giveaway, which ironically your buddy is a Green Lantern aficionado.
Oh, wow.
Is Green Lantern Season 2, number 1 with Green Lantern cover sketch by Kirstine Danica. Hashtag will be, as always, EXP, hashtag EXP, and Monday, all lowercase. You got it, Steve.
And
hey,
to be
you
clear,
did everything I asked, so you had to be the winner.
And to be clear, because I've talked about this many times before, this is the appropriate shade of green for a Green Lantern sketch cover.
God, here we go. Open that can of worms. All right, we're going to go to our first break, and we have to get to the books because I got a boatload of new Dynamite releases.
Sweet.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
Whoa. Whoa. Did you miss it? Yeah, they can go by pretty fast. Let's slow down the footage.
Welcome. It's time to skim some comics. Miles Morales Spider-Man, I will just tell you that Miles is very important in his role as a vampire. So
It's fine. If you like Hercules, read it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. It's fine.
The art is still stunning. There's a panel, little spoiler, there's a panel in this where Chitauri first hits Lion-O, and he is the best "did she really just hit me" face I've ever seen put in a comic book.
Wow, live reviews of new comic books so you can be ready for New Comic Book Day. What is this? Oh, I see. It's Minute to Skim It. Part of the experience.
Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it. In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, that'd be really great. Thanks.
And we're back. All right. So the Dynamite books of the week. All right. So there is one that I do not have tonight, but it doesn't really matter because these don't get released until Wednesday. We got the books a little bit late, so we couldn't prep them. And there are a lot of books. So I was afraid we're going to run out of time anyway. So the ones I am presenting tonight is Red Sonja versus Army of Darkness, #1. Let's see what else. Giant Size of Wacky Races, #1. Darkwing Duck, #3. Green, John will like this one. Green Hornet Miss Fury, #4.
Finally.
And we have Thundercats coming out this week as well, the latest issue. But that was what we got a little bit late, and I figured we might not have time anyway. Knew John was coming, so I definitely knew we weren't going to have time. So the Dynamite books.
The show is going to be 3 hours now.
So I've been told that any issues we were having with Diamond have been resolved. Of course, that is kind of above my pay grade. So hopefully from now on, we won't have these weeks with no Dynamite books. And then like this week, a sudden 7-page extravaganza. And it will be more spaced out and like everyone's used to. But you never know.
I think everyone has gone through this to a certain extent. I've been invited to join some groups where people are talking about, ordering books, running stores or whatever.
Right.
There isn't a single person that's happy. There's not a single person that doesn't. And these are like hundreds of retailers. Nobody has a happy story about, they've got people asking for books, this and that. It's published, but it's not delivered. Diamond's good, Diamond's bad. Diamond's good, Diamond's bad. Hopefully, I always want to kind of just have this little sort of, disclaimer there that as far as everyone knows, all the problems are solved.
So Marcus, I did not know that Alliance is not buying Diamond now. I didn't know that. I am actually not really tied into the publishing side.
Did it become Xfinity then, or whoever was?
I don't know.
Comcast or Xfinity?
I don't know. So whatever is going on is going on. So yeah, Preston. Well, that's one possibility, but we'll see. All right. So let's get started.
If we
at
do
this
a
point.
Wednesday show of 2 hours, we should do it over at Zed's Brewery to make it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, that show will make it 10 minutes. And then I'm done. All right, here we go. All right, first up, we got the Dynamite 10-pack reader set. 10 random Dynamite titles. $3.99 cover price or higher. As always, we have it for $5 for the group. All right, and then we have, of course, the DF Mystery Box. 2 CGC 9.8s, 1 Virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. $200 retail value guaranteed, and as always, we got it for $85. All right, so let's get through. So yeah, I made it kind of light on the sketch covers and the back issues.
Well, don't we have 207 Dynamite books together?
Yeah, pretty close. All right, so first up, it is by Jessica Court. Dawn DC Primer #1 with Wonder Woman cover sketch. Suggested retail for $149.99, and we have it for $65.
Real.
In no way does this one look like Linda Carter. Not at all.
No way at all. It looks great though. I'd be surprised if this one lasts long.
Amazing, isn't it? She is just absolutely gotten absolutely amazing. Not that she wasn't great before, but now it's like crazy. All right. So then we got Nick Fury on the Moon cover sketch collage by Joe Dobiato and Mariano Nicieza.
We had talked about this, Nick Fury in space, and how when Kirby was going through his space phase, suddenly you started finding art pieces coming up, like suddenly Fury is in space or Captain America is in space, and you're just like, dude, we get it, man. You love NASA.
So, Jay, I assume you're making a joke, saying you don't know who.
Yes, I know who Linda Carter is.
Yeah, because you spelled her name correctly, so there's no way you don't know who she is. Because Linda is not usually spelled with a Y.
Another movie that is going to have a sequel to it, that is sort of a movie from 10, 15 years ago or whatever that's been forgotten a little bit. It's on the Disney Channel. It's Sky High. Linda Carter is the principal of Sky High.
That was a great movie. My daughter was so young when we watched it. That was a great movie.
It's corny, especially if you're a comic book fan.
Best line. Gym Teacher Man.
Gym Teacher Man. Bruce Campbell is in it. I don't know if they get Kurt Russell back. I saw a great interview with Kurt Russell where he talked about, I don't know why, but I seem to pick movies that kind of stick around for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you start having that conversation,
Big Trouble in Little China,
that's like a whole episode of Pop Culture Philosophers. Like,
he does do that.
How does either his agent or himself know?
Or Lucky.
Let's pick, Big Trouble in Little China. Let's pick the thing. Movies that.
Yeah, because we're all still talking about Soldier and Captain Ron, right? Yeah.
Right.
People, I mean, these are movies that people sort of liked. And I was just like. So.
All right. So next up, we got Flash number 800 with Power Girl cover sketch by Dan Neilinger.
Oh, that's nice.
Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65.
Stevie B, I will tell you that someone here in the office more than once has whispered the
Overboard.
words
You're right,
HR Puffin stuff into Nick's ear.
I wonder who that could be. All right. So then we got Amazing Spider-Man #1, Blood Hunt with Amazing Spider-Man cover sketch by Tony Scott and Mariano Nicieza.
This is nice.
It's just a retail of $149.99. And we have this one for $65.
You know what this looks like? This almost looks like slipcase art. If they did like a slipcase cover for a particular Spider-Man run, Clone Saga, whatever,
you're right.
That looks like that would be the cover for it. It would just be red. You know what I mean? To sort of, I like that a lot.
Yeah, it pops like crazy.
Yeah. That's nice stuff.
All right. Then we have Justice League of America with JLA cover sketch by Tracy Medina. Has an animated look to it, obviously. Just a retail of $149.99.
Do we have whatever the allowable seconds are of the Justice League animated show? I forget how many seconds you're allowed to play before you're violating copyright.
And we have this one for $65.
I like to think that Tracy was.
There you go. Thank you.
I like to think that Tracy was laying this out and then realized that she forgot Superman.
Ooh, good point.
Wait a minute. Is his shoulder? Is this a connecting cover? Because
No.
what is right next to Wonder Woman? That looks like Superman's shoulder.
No, it's not.
Superman's busy. You know, he's all flying around, stopping a volcano or something.
Yeah, he's doing stuff.
He's spinning the world backwards to save Lois. That's what he's doing.
He's got a movie to make, y'all.
Yeah, he's making the movie.
All right, and then last one, Savage Wolverine #1 with Wolverine cover sketch by Will Torres. This one is a homage.
Yeah, to Dark Knight Returns.
I was going to say, this is like a Miller thing, right?
Yeah, totally. It's dope, though. I love that blood drip off the claws.
Yeah, right?
It's so cool.
So suggested retail of $149.99, and we have for $60.
Marcus, that's funny. Superman took the picture.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense, man.
You know what? If you get two, I'll do it for $120. How's that for you?
Some really good sketch covers tonight, Rex.
Thank you. I didn't have anything to do with it.
If anything is going to be seen from that Sid Marty Krofft era by Dynamite, I certainly hope it's Electro Woman and Dyna Girl.
All right, let's do a quick Rex cap on these, and then it'll be time to move on to Dynamite books. We have so many tonight. Let's see. So let me see.
I love that. That's
all right. Oh, you know what? I got to do the back issues first. Let's do those, and then we'll do the Rex cap on those items. And let me see. Yeah, 15. Let me see how many Dynamite books we have. 72. So we have 60, something like that, close to 60. All right. So then the back issues. Last Chance. Werewolf by Night, #7. It's an 8.0. And we have that for $25. Then we have Destroyer Duck #1. It's a 9.0.
Wow.
And we have this for $20.
Great book.
I miss Eclipse.
And then we have Black Panther #18, 7.0. And we have this one for $20. And then we have Power Man Iron Fist #84. It's a 9.0, and we have that for $25.
What cracked me up is Black Panther in the Jungle Action book stories. Black Panther's suit got ripped every week. Now his suit's vibranium, and it never gets ripped.
All right. So if you joined us late, the giveaway is Green Lantern Season 2, #1 with Green Lantern cover sketch by Kirstine Danica Lim. Hashtag is EXP Monday, all lowercase. All right. So then, as always, we have the Dynamite 10-pack reader set. 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher, $40 retail value, and we have it for $5. Ooh, nice, Lyle. Good deal there. All right. Then we have the Dynamic Forces Mystery Box, 2 CGC 9.8s. 1 Virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. $200 retail value guaranteed.
That is nice, Lyle.
And we've got it for $85. All right. And then we have Dawn DC Primer #1 with Wonder Woman cover sketch by Jessica Court. A Linda Carter lookalike. My God, she's good. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have it for $65.
Jay has to do the opening bit for Wonder Woman now.
Wonder Woman.
There you go.
Nicely done.
Nicely done, man. That was.
All right. So then we have Nick Fury on the Moon cover sketch collage by Joe Delviato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65.
I know on first look everyone's going to think this has Kirby energy, and it does.
It does.
But if you look closer at Nick Fury, it's got Jim Steranko energy, which I absolutely, you know what I mean? It's a little bit more. Steranko took characters like Nick Fury and kind of almost like sharpened them up a little bit.
Right.
And I love that.
All right. Then we have Flash number 800 with Power Girl, cover sketch by Dan Eilinger. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65.
And this is a nice pass on this character, because let's be honest, every time you see Power Girl, you know, it's bright colors, it's sort of everything is in your face.
It's a little bit different for Dan.
Yeah.
A different kind of style.
I like
it. Almost.
The way the hair frames the face or whatever, that's not normally, like
that's
if you see other stuff, normal,
work. So I like it.
I'm curious. I'm wondering if this is just his take on this character,
maybe.
Or if maybe there's a version of Power Girl out there now that's like this, like a little bit, you know, almost low key compared to the usual.
Well, I like it. I like it.
Like
something a little different. At first, I thought it was Tony Scott when I first saw it.
Right.
And then I looked at the info. So hopefully Mariano didn't get it wrong, but.
Do you want me to go out there? I have to stop at his desk anyway.
He's probably gone.
I'm trying to find a Soundwave trading card. So
he's got to go because, you know, it's 6:43. You know, his wife will beat him.
Imagine that. He zips home and she's there with like the wooden spoon.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you. The way he talks to her on the phone, it's like totally different. It's like, you know, yes, dear. No, dear. Oh, my God. All right. So he's watching.
If my wife said yes, dear to me on the phone, that would be the sign that somebody had a gun to her head. You know that internet thing where it's like, how you know I've been taken hostage? My wife speaking like kindly and gently to me, I'd be like, okay, bye, dear. And my next call would be 911. Look, trust me on this. Somebody's got a gun to my wife.
So, Marcus, I can guarantee you Mariano is not watching the show. He has to look at my face all day. The last thing he wants to do is go home and watch it on YouTube.
Maybe
I assure you.
He watches half the show with just like a paper covering inside your eye.
No. He'll ask me what cover sketches sold, okay, which tells me he did not watch the show, and I understand why not.
He did ask me once how we always find stuff. He's like, I don't know how you guys find stuff to talk about every week that's interesting. I said, well, that's two different things. Is it interesting?
Really interesting.
We find stuff to talk about.
Because Mariano is full of stories every day. We gotta listen to some.
Well,
so CJ Design. You know what? It's funny you bring it up. So, Robbie, what did you think of the draft?
I never pay attention to the draft because I don't pay attention to college football like that. But my friends told me that the Cowboys did good. What's that?
I said college football has a draft. Don't you mean SmackDown and Raw? That's nowhere near time for that.
My buddies told me that the Cowboys did well, so I hope so.
Everyone is grading the Cowboys high on their draft picks. Will it solve a problem? I don't know. But Jay, that was the intention, my friend. So interesting side note. So the Eagles drafted in late rounds someone by the name of Kyle McCord. And what's interesting is Kyle McCord is a local talent out of this town right here, Mount Laurel. He actually went to high school with my daughter and grew up in this area. So that was really cool. I mean, it's how much time he gets, I don't know. Okay. But I thought it was really cool. I saw his name get picked and by its hometown team, because obviously growing up in this area, they're all Eagles fans. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Sanders went to the Browns. Sanders, that was a hot mess without a doubt. In my opinion, he and Dion did it to themselves. Okay, with all the talk and the nonsense, they who wants all that?
They probably wanted to drop down to a position where they would get drafted by a team they wanted to play for.
Nobody wanted to put up with the drama, the nonsense. I mean, come on, man. All right, so we got to go to our second break. We're going to do that. We'll be back, and we will continue on with the Rex cap, and then get through the rest of the book.
17 sign.
Order Battle Quest comics at your local comic shop today. FOC, a comic industry term for the final day a new comic can be ordered by a local comic shop. So, what does that mean to you? Well, it's your last chance to order a new comic book from your local comic shop. Order up! The FOC show will go over every book that's about to be cut off every Friday afternoon.
I'm going to highlight some of the stuff that I think is really worth paying attention to,
so that you can put in an order at your LCS for as many copies or as many variant covers as you want.
Sometimes the store needs to know to up their orders.
Never miss out on a popular comic again. Order up, part of the experience.
What do you call the place on Spider-Man's wrists where the webs come out? His website. I hate myself for writing that joke, but you'd make me feel so much better if you just visited our website. We have links to our merch, new release lists, all the show info, and so much more. TheEXPLive.com. Twitch. It's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there, too.
Oh, excuse me.
There we go. Nice.
We are back. Oh, God. Here we go. All right. So
the third hour of this show, it's WrestleManiacs.
Amazing Spider-Man #1, Blood Hunt, with a Spider-Man cover sketch by Tony Scott and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99. And we've got this for $65.
Jay, that's worse. She's just disappointed.
What?
When you don't fill out your paperwork, Amy,
Yeah, I'm the one that suffers.
Amy.
All right. Next up, we got Justice League of America with JLA cover sketch by Tracy Medina. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65.
I like this a lot. I mean, this is sort of a very cool. You know what I mean? It's drawn anime. I just like this a lot. This is neat.
All right, and then we have Savage Wolverine #1 with Wolverine cover sketch by Will Torres. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65. And I'll do two of the sketch covers for $120.
This, as Robbie pointed out, this is a Dark Knight homage. Somebody in my comic shop, people always do crazy stuff, and I really have a ton of respect for the Photoshop people because they can do these crazy covers that never existed, but then you wish they did. Somebody suggested, well, if DC is going to essentially bring back everything, like they revisited the Flashpoint universe, and then Mark Waid revisited Kingdom Comes universe, Earth 22, Earth whatever. Somebody said, why can't they do a crossover between the Dark Knight universe and the Kingdom Come universe? And I thought to myself, now that I'd pay money for. That I think would be very, very cool.
All right, back issues. Werewolf by Night #7 is an 8.0. We have that for $25.
You want to text Castle and let him know his books are up?
Yeah, where's he been, man? It's been a while. All right.
Well, he's probably he works his store. He's probably doing his own show.
That's true. All right. So then we have Darkwing Duck, Destroyer Duck, Darkwing Duck, #1. It's 9.0, and we have that for 20. Then we have Black Panther number 18. It's 7.0, and we have that for 20. We have Power Man Iron Fist number 84. It's 9.0, and we have that for 25.
Man,
and I forgot this one. My bad.
It's bad enough getting kicked in the face. When you get kicked in the face and the guy's wearing like a yellow shower shoe or house slipper, that's the worst, man. I'd rather get kicked.
Better than steel-toed boots. Dwayne, you got it, bud.
Nice pickup.
No, that's a nice pickup, man. I'd love to see stuff like that go out.
All right. So then last one, back issue. God of War, Fallen God, number 1. It's 9.0 to 9.2. And we have that for 15.
I almost forgot about these Dark Horse PlayStation books.
There you go. All right. So now let's move on to Dynamite books.
The ones that matter.
Red Sonja versus the Army of Darkness, number 1. Cover A by Bjorn Berens. And we have this at cover price of $4.99.
It's going to be exciting to see this book, right? Army of Darkness versus Red Sonja. That's going to be worlds colliding in a very fun and entertaining way. And I know Tim Seeley is going to do a great job with it.
Yeah.
All right. So then we have Red Sonja versus the Army of Darkness, number 1, cover B by Tim Seeley.
I was giving her like a Frank Thorne head of hair there. That's nice. I like that.
Then we have cover C. It is the Mark Spears variant. And we have this at cover price as well.
Who's this Mark Spears guy?
Isn't he the guy that's doing the Monsters variant that I need?
Yeah. He was at the con today, of course, or this weekend. Of course, he's local. Last year, he's at the con. He paid for his own table, and he's just sitting there hoping he can make his money back. This year, he's got one of the biggest lines out there. It was nonstop for 3 days. This dude's arm.
That's awesome.
Are you going to fall?
Awesome for him. I'm glad to hear that.
Well, it's because he got the Robbie push.
He got the Todd McFarlane Dynamite push. Do you
Well,
see people
there's that too, but
a lot of people were talking to us this weekend, and they were like, it's the color palette, which really started making his work stand out. People really like some of those choices. And so do I. I think his work is amazing. We were talking to him about how just proud we were of him and all that. But he was like, man, this is crazy, dude. I was like, he's big. You're big time now, brother.
What I like about this is not that his art isn't singular of itself, but this almost reminds me of an angle of an Alex Ross cover.
Right.
Like Alex Ross is almost painting it where you're looking up, right? And I don't think a whole lot of creators are doing that. Like I just don't. And that's the same kind of thing I get from Mark here by the positions of the characters. Very, very cool.
All right. So then we have cover D, Nicole Jelinek. And we have that at cover price of $4.99.
Boomstick in hand.
Yeah, Red Sonja's got a lot on her plate right now. She's fighting the Army of Darkness. She's fighting Mars Attacks. Like she's got a lot going on.
Oh my God! What? I have to ask Nick to put those 3 things together next time.
What 3?
Red Sonja, Army of Darkness, and Mars Attacks.
That'd be fun.
I want to see the boomstick right up against the Martians' glass.
The Martians getting like possessed by the evil dead demons. Yeah, that'd be great.
All because of Kulan Goth.
So then we have cover E, the Mark Spears foil variant.
Nick, Robbie, and I have essentially written the story. You just need to have some pencil monkey draw the pictures. It doesn't take that long.
Yeah, this thing writes itself, man.
And we have this for $9.99.
And Marcus, yeah, those are some triply fluorescent type colors he uses, which, again, I mean that in the best possible way.
All right. So then we got cover F is the Mark Spears foil virgin variant.
Yeah, get it without the trade dress. You don't need to see that. You can figure out whose book it is by just looking at the cover.
And we have this one for $29.99. And then we have cover G. It is the blank Authentics variant. And we have that at cover price of $4.99.
Oh, you know what? Now I want to send this to Ken Hazer and have him do Cool on Goth, Raising an Army of Deadites.
All right, and then we have cover I, Bjorn Baren's holofoil variant. And we have that for $9.99. And then we have cover J. It's a Mark Spears Virgin variant. And we have this one for $50. All right. So then we got cover R, the Mark Spears white background variant. And we have this at cover price.
Good going, TJ.
Yeah, I know. A little bit because of the legs. All right, then we have cover S, the Mark Spears white foil variant. And we have that for $9.99. Then we have cover T, the white foil virgin variant. And we have that for $29.99. And then we have cover U. It's the Red Blanks Authentics variant. And we have that at cover price.
Given the subject matter and the characters, this might be the most appropriate cover. It's just blood red everywhere.
All right, and then we have cover K, the 1 in 10 Bjorn Baren's foil variant. We have that for $10. Then we have cover L, the 1:10 ratio Tim Seeley black and white variant. And we have that for $10.
I know it's just me, but this looks much better in black and white.
Yeah, you mentioned that about everything.
I just think this looks really good in black and white.
All right, so then we have Red Sonja versus Army of Darkness #1 cover M. It's the 1 in 15 Bjorn Baren's foil virgin variant. And we have that for $15. Then we have cover N, the 1 in 15 ratio Nicole Jelinek virgin variant for $15. Then we have cover O, the 1:20 ratio Tim Seeley black and white virgin variant. And we have that for $20. Then we have cover P, the 1:25 Bjorn Baren's virgin variant. And we have that for $25. And then we have cover Q, the 1:30 Tim Seeley virgin variant. TJ. And we have that for $30.
You know, Marcus, you're kind of right. Rex, you ever thought about calling bingo? You'd probably be good. B4? B4.
That's great.
So rather than be with this group of old people, I'm going to find a whole new group of old people.
Who knows? You
All right.
might find some love there too, Rex.
Oh, God.
That would be
Please.
a movie, wouldn't it? You know, like Rex goes to bingo, finds the new love of his life. It's a nice romantic comedy.
John and I were just talking about
BINGOMG. It's Rex and
So John and I were just talking about the friends of his that seems to be a run of people getting divorced.
4. My buddy Anthony is 4.
Yeah.
I just, after before this, my friend called me. I literally put him on hold on my phone. And I looked at my wife. I said, if you have anything you want to say, get out of the way now because we can get a group rate on a lawyer thing. And she's like, again? And she couldn't believe the third one. I have not spoken to her today.
Right.
about, she's like, "Oh, I'm glad you're seeing Anthony. I haven't seen him for a while." Blah, blah, blah.
I want to say something.
I had a suspicion when he's like, "No, I just thought maybe we could meet in Gloucester City." It was just like a weird sort of,
right.
I like Bank Bar. It's a great spot during the day. I mean, at night it's for a younger, more raucous audience, but during the day it's like, ball games, whatever, right? Like a nice little soccer crowd comes in.
So I want to point this out. I've been married and divorced twice. The amount of money that cost me is just insane. All right. But I finally got in my life to a point where, you know what? I really don't miss having a partner by my side, because in the end, it's more trouble than it's worth.
Fine, then I'll go in the other room. That's how you.
Not you, dude. Stop whining. So, no, seriously. So my life is very simple now. Okay. I do miss my daughter. It was years and years of just me and her. Alberto, what's up, bud? But I got to tell you, right now, softball tournaments, coaching, working tournaments. Like I work one this weekend, got rained on. Oh my God. Like the sky opened up.
That was pretty bad this weekend. That was not.
I thought we were going to get through it. Yeah, Preston, I actually have one cat. That's it. I don't even want to get a dog, because not that I don't love dogs, but they do require more work. If I have to travel for any reason, you got to make plans. It's like with the cat, I have a water fountain. You got the gravity feeder. It's all good. As long as it's not more than a week. It's all good. So they're simple. They don't have to go outside. So I'm good with it. I got to tell you, I have no real desire to, get involved with somebody so that something else can happen, if you will. Maybe, TJ.
That kind of attitude, Rex, is how every romantic comedy starts.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's why I don't watch them. Sorry.
And that's why you don't call bingo.
There
nice,
you go.
TJ. Lone Wolf McWang. I like that one. That one's good.
So
we're going to have to do like a dating profile for him, and that's going to be the name.
Please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
I'm a lone wolf.
I already got my daughter I have to fend off, and it's at this age, I don't even think I could live with someone else. I become so entrenched in my habits. I don't think I really have the patience for someone to deal with it. Just being honest. All right.
I don't know how I'm still married. I think my wife is just determined.
Like break issues. Oh, God.
And the truth of the matter is, if you had looked at all these people like 20, 25 years ago and said, who's going to be the first one out of the marriage pool, I would have been like Kramer. I'm out already. Like almost immediately, but somehow it didn't work out that way.
All right. So since Alberto, I know, is a sketch cover buyer, we'll do a quick Rex cap on that as soon as we finish the Red Sonja versus Army of Darkness. All right. So last three for this title. Cover V, 110 ratio Mark Spears green variant. We have that for 10. Cover W, 115 ratio Mark Spears green virgin variant. And we have that for 15. And then cover X, the 120 Mark Spears white virgin variant. And we have that for 20. All right. So let's go back and give Alberto the sketch covers.
Just give him the alphabet.
Oh, cool. Very good, Alberto. All right. So first up, we have Dawn DC Primer, #1 with Wonder Woman cover sketch by Jessica Court. Suggested retail of $149.99. We have for $65. And if you buy two tonight, two new ones, I'll do two for $120. All right, just so you know, Alberto. So then we have Nick Fury on the Moon cover sketch collage by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have that for $65.
Yeah, that one's going to go missing off his desk.
Oh, God. So then we have Flash number 800 with Power Girl. Cover sketch by Dan Leilinger. Suggested retail of $149.99. And we have that for $65. Alberto, John said the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it had Steranko. He saw Steranko in there.
Yeah, I like that. And no disrespect to Kirby or whatever, but I think like Steranko saw Kirby's work and thought, let's just go a little bit more. Let's just, go a little bit more. And you get some of the stuff which is, I don't know if Jack appreciated the kind of trippy, pseudo psychedelic stuff that some of those Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. covers did, but that's some of like my favorite stuff in my collection.
All right. So then we have Amazing Spider-Man number 1.
So, TJ.
Blood Hunt with Spider-Man cover sketch by Tony Scott and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65. Then we have Justice League of America with JLA cover sketch by Tracy Medina. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have it for $65. Again, 2 for $120. And then finally, we have Savage Wolverine number 1 with Wolverine cover sketch by Will Torres. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this for $65. Again, 2 for $120 tonight. All right, so let's see. Oh, back issues. So here we go. Werewolf by Night number 7. It's an 8.0. We have that for $25.
I have TJ and I like Alex too.
Black Panther number 18. It's 7.0. We have that for $20. Power Man and Iron Fist number 84. It's 9.0, and we have it for $25. And then God of War, Fallen God number 1. It's 9.0 to a 9.2, and we have it for $15.
TJ, this is actually, hold on one second. This is really good, sharp eyesight, because I had to look much more closely at this. I'm going to pop this up here. I don't know if you guys can see Fury's face and the angle of his face here. That's very much Alex Toth. This has a lot of mixed influences, which are all, I think, somebody should probably pick this up. This is really, really, that's probably the most unique one of those covers that we've had.
All right, there you go. All right, so.
Good eyesight, TJ. Or maybe I'm just blind and old, but.
Could be. All right, so let's do Giant Size Wacky Races number 1. Cover A by Joseph Michael Linsner. And we have this one at cover price, $4.99.
He really is like the right artist for this book, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, there's never any wrong book for him, but in this case, this is very much
fits with his style, if you will.
It's great too to see him do, Dastardly and Muttley and still have their cartoonish look about it, but still look very much Joseph Michael Linsner. I've been very excited for this book. Wacky Races is something I used to watch all the time.
Who didn't? Seriously. All right. So then we got cover B by Edwin Galman. And we have that for cover as well.
The Ultimate Fantasy Race is her and Speed Racer, right?
That's a good point.
That would be cool.
I would be cool, and I would love to read the book, but to be clear, her car has eyelashes. His car has hydraulic jacks.
And saws in the front.
I said, Buzz, I love Penelope Pitstop, but she's not going to make it. She steps onto the track in Kopetipek, it's not going to be good.
I say she takes Trixie out.
Trixie's in a helicopter, though.
Yes, sir. As far as I know.
I'm trying to remember what DC did with Penelope Pitstop. I think wasn't it like a post-apocalyptic thing?
Yeah, they did like a post-apocalyptic, the Wacky Raceland. That was a really cool, fun book.
That was, I was trying to remember. No, I did like that. I was.
All right, then we have
I give
cover
credit to
C.
DC. They did a bunch of Hanna-Barbera stuff, and they figured they weren't, they weren't going to do any more with it. So, they granted Dynamite the license to keep that stuff alive. If you're a Hanna-Barbera fan, it hasn't been the greatest, 20, 30-year stretch if you like that, of like those properties. It's just,
This one by
Ooh,
Robert
checks.
Hack.
This is a great cover. You can literally hear the laugh from Mudley looking at this.
JQ the laugh.
That one I can't do.
File did not load.
Cover D is a blank variant. And we have that covered.
We're going to call that the white flag variant.
And then we have cover F, the Linsner Virgin variant. And we have that at 50.
Yeah, Robbie, that's like 100% on the head. Nail on the head. Like, this is both clearly like the animated cartoon look and clearly Joseph Michael Linsner. I have to imagine if you're an artist, that's super hard. I mean, I don't draw anything really, but I have to imagine that's pretty hard.
Oh, and Ryan, happy birthday, man.
Oh, happy birthday.
All right. So then we got cover K. It's a yellow blank.
That's funny. The duck hunt dog laughing. We're going to be calling this the caution flag cover.
There you go.
Do I have to name everything for Dynamite? Goodness.
I guess so. All right. Then we have cover G, the 1:10 ratio Linsner black and white variant. And we got that for 10. And then we've got the cover. We got cover H, the 1:15 Robert Hack version. And we have that for 15.
Jay. For someone who marked out for crypto, I don't think that's an appropriate comment. Remove that.
No, I can't say it on here, but that dog. Picture the 4 letters before that dog.
All right. So then we got cover I, the 1:20 ratio Linsner black and white version variant. And we have that for 20.
And here I'll say, everybody knows I'm a huge line art black and white guy. This cover absolutely looks better colored.
I agree.
It absolutely. I love this. If this was the cover I got, I'd be like, awesome. The color really reinforces the animated nature of it.
Yeah, I would agree. All right. So then we got cover J, the 1:25 ratio Edwin Galman virgin variant. And we have that for 25.
This is like a one-shot. You know what this cover looks like to me? Issue 1 of an ongoing series. And compared to the other covers, you know what I mean? I could see this being like, Penelope Pit Stop, issue
Right.
1.
All right. And then finally,
Barbour.
cover L, the 1:7 Linsner red line variant. And we have that for $7.
Oh, this I like, though. This I would...
All right, so let's do a quick Rex cap of the, let's see here, the Red Sonias and the giant size Wacky Racers. All right, here we go. Red Sonja versus Army of Darkness #1, cover A by Bjorn Berens, and we have this at cover price. All right, and then we got cover B by Tim Seeley. And we have that cover as well.
Preston, Nick announced that Dynamite had 8 announcements to make, which immediately made me decide to come up with 9 through 12, which would be fictional, not happening announcements. And one of them was very much an ongoing series of the Perils of Penelope Pit Stop. And kindly understanding Nick is like, oh, please don't tell people that on the internet.
All right, then we have Red Sonja versus the Army of Darkness #1, cover C by Mark Spears. And we have that cover of $4.99. Then we have cover D by Nicole Jelinek.
Everybody hit that thumbs up.
Say his name and he appears.
Are you serious?
I just said
What?
your name.
Did you really?
How you don't like when you said I had 8 Dynamite announcements to make this week. I immediately came up with fictional 9 through 12. And Nick said, "Please don't say that on the internet. Please don't do that."
Listen, nobody goes to the internet.
Although somebody came up with the idea that I did, an ongoing series, the Perils of Penelope Pitstop. You saw
Nick Dastardly, right? That's cute.
That's great. Does that make me the dog?
Yeah. Oh my God. I am ugly,
funny.
so.
Oh. That is.
It was a terrible thing finding out what Facha Brute meant when my aunt used to call me that.
Your aunt.
Oh my God. And then today, of course. So anyway, for those who were watching on Friday, the reason why I showed up 20 minutes late on Friday was because that's when I got word before it broke on the news, and I didn't realize it was going to break on the news, because once Alliance Entertainment bought Diamond, I started following their stock.
Right.
So on Friday at like 5:45 or something, I saw the news that the day before they had filed to cancel their agreement to buy Diamond. So that's why Friday night I was all stressed out, because I'm like, this actually looked promising. Nick, when will Storm Shadow, Rex will ask Jeff to take care of it. Getting asking Mark Spears to sign some spawns.
Yeah.
So where were we going with this?
You were talking about Alliance and Diamond.
Oh yeah. So then I got that news, and I'm like, oh my God! I thought we were going into the next stage, and I knew things would get bad today.
Announcement 12 of 12. You know who bought Diamond?
No, actually, today the trustees went to the judge to liquidate Diamond, to move it from Chapter 11 to Chapter 7.
Okay, really? I didn't know that. I did not know.
No, trust me, my days are getting better every day. So that's why Friday insider trading is I think Marcus meant all the rage.
All the rage.
So yeah, that's really what screwed me up on Friday. I was like, but Amy came in, she saved the day. She did 20 minutes of show. Marcus, Comic Art Boston, and Alberto. We did the $3,000 plus in giveaway, and
nice.
I did it a little differently. Instead of rolling the dice for everybody, I gave 3 people and everybody will get taken care of on the original art experience as we keep going. But the 3 people who supported us the most got taken care of.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
And there are other great people that take care of us, so we'll get there. It's our very presidential. So anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, it's very uncomfortable.
Well, if the Dynamite books don't get shipped out next week, the show is going to be me reading the books to people.
Put it to you this way. At 2:00 this afternoon, I was asked, "Can we ship this product?" I said yes. At 5:30, after UPS picked up, or 5:15, or maybe whatever, after UPS picked up, was the notice that came out that the trustee suggested to file to the court to liquidate Diamond. I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't have shipped that product out.
Wait.
Can we get to the UPS?
Alberto has.
Diamond said that. You did read that. That Diamond said that. The trustee disagrees.
Ooh.
So
yeah, it's pretty rough going right now for Diamond and a lot of shops and publishers because of it.
Yeah, that's awful, man.
Yes, it is. Let's just say that I'm going to go see my doctor on Friday to get a 3rd high blood pressure pill. I'm on 2 right now. I'm going to see if I can get a 3rd.
Why don't you wait until, you know what I do sometimes? I wait until news gets better because I don't want to hear the lecture of John. Sit there quiet.
Listen, this is stressful. I cannot express to you how stressful this is.
I can imagine.
So, Yes, Universal. Universal was the number 2 bidder. Nick is not buying Diamond. I don't have that kind of.
That was announcement 12
my
of 12.
God, Steven, that'd melt that Diamond down. Oh my God, it's stressful. Sell some Crisis Mages. Alberto, please. I just sold a Frank Miller page.
I was going to say you sold a Daredevil page.
That was heartbreaking. That
actually made me sad when I read that. That bummed me out because I'm usually scrolling the internet, not a thought in the world. I don't take anything too seriously.
Right.
And I saw that. I'm like, oh man, Nick really likes that page. Like,
I love that page. It's the only page I have from the proper Daredevil run, but. I wrestled with it for 3 weeks, and then when I saw the news Friday night, on Saturday, I said to one of the 2 people that approached me on it, like, yeah, I'm ready to do it.
Yeah, but the good news is you kind of go out of your way to find good homes for the art. You know what I mean? It's just not like you're going to a con and, Nick invented stress.
No. Should I consign art tags? For those who don't know, Diamond owns Hakes.
Hakes. That's what I was going to say. Isn't that Steve? That's funny.
Neil Diamond. Diamond Dallas Page. You know what? He would get everybody fit, including the company.
Well, bang, man! Everybody had Lex Luger standing up at the Hall of Fame Hall of Fame thing. This Wrestle
By the way, I saw something great, and I do mean this sincerely, from RFK. Pepsi Cola is taking out all the dyes from all their food and doing all natural ingredients.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I
think that's great news.
That is.
I still criticize his
European Oh yeah, European and Canadian companies already have that. Governments already had that rule.
Yeah.
You ever notice if you go to Burger King or McDonald's in Canada or in Europe, how much better it tastes?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been to Canada. I've never been to Europe, but it's disturbing to me that for years American companies have been willing to poison us because we don't have laws in place to outlaw these things. Yeah. And obviously, it can be done.
Yeah.
Without having to use dyes.
Yeah.
Because they're doing it for their other markets.
Yeah.
So to me, it's kind of disturbing.
I always wondered why you added more stuff to it, because for me and food, the more I add to a dish, the more the cost goes up. Right?
Well,
like if I could get away with it,
it really is that they put stuff in there to make you want to eat more, to get you hooked. It is on a lot of the snacks. That's the whole idea, get you hooked.
Well, I heard something even more disturbing today.
Burgers are worth $50 in Canada.
So I heard that even a slight.
Well, that's the vaccines is the problem. I have a huge problem with that.
Well, I heard something.
What did you do?
Squirrel smuggling. I love it.
Something just never die. Okay, they hear about it once, and it's like a dog with a bone. They will not let it go. You said it, not me. I don't care if you say it.
I'm going to drive past.
Robbie, are you promoting these Monday shows on all your shows? I just want to make sure.
What's that?
Are you promoting the Monday shows on all your shows, or are you too embarrassed to tell people to come here?
He's too embarrassed.
No, I always tell people to come and check out me and these 2 old guys just talking some BS.
Whoa!
If he is
2 old guys,
I think he's talking about me and John.
No, he's not. I know he's not.
No.
This is
Rex and John are like those 2 old guys in the Muppets up in the balcony talking smack about everything.
Just like John Cena, this is the new heel Robbie.
Robbie went to get his taxes done this year, and you know what he told his accountant? That his primary job on Mondays was elder care.
Robbie, I got a question for you.
So anyway, what I found disturbing.
Hold on. Jay's got a question.
Go ahead, Jay.
Who's Stadler and who's Waldorf in that situation?
That's great.
Which one's the uglier one?
The pictures for Wednesday are going to be all messed up now. Okay, I promise you. You forget about the numbers on the sheet too. No way.
You know, Marcus, I think Rex said after being divorced a few times, he's good.
Yeah,
he's good. Rex is like me, actually. You know, I always said to Pam, I was like, I never expected to be with anybody. And
you've been with her for
I'm
like
talking about before I met her. I actually never wanted to And I'm like, all my friends who complain they don't have a relationship, I'm the only one who didn't want one, and I've got one.
You and John, I have respect for, okay? Because having a relationship, a partner for that long, I can tell you, I don't know the secret.
Hey, her dad gave me $20. $20 is $20. We had a deal. I had to marry his daughter.
A handshake, a man of his word.
I talked to my father-in-law 2 weeks ago, and he actually
You guys
said,
must have spit on it.
My father-in-law said, I'm amazed you're still married.
That means he wants you to drop and give him that many. Please, I couldn't even give him 1.7, much less 17.
Oh, my God. No, 17.
Yeah, that's not what that means.
I can give you negative 17, which is just sit there for 17 seconds and do nothing.
I've often said that I'm Dynamite's biggest fan, but I would have to say Pam is Dynamite's biggest fan, right? All I do is read the books.
All right, I gotta go back and stress. Thank you guys for the break from stressing.
Good luck, Nick.
Trust me when I say I need it. I really had that 1 week of feeling good. You know, hearing Alliance Entertainment about how they wanted to grow the market and how they wanted to mix everything in, and looking at our Alice Cooper books and some of the other music books that we have and getting it into other markets, you know, working with them. And then to get that, I was just like,
you know what I thought?
When I saw that on Friday, I'm not kidding. One of the reasons why I was late, I was sitting there for 20 minutes trying to figure out, what does this mean? And what do I need to do?
What do I need to do?
And that 20 minutes ended up being 45 minutes.
You know what the first thought in my head is when I read
And that 45 minutes ended up being a little bit longer.
Alice Cooper, in my head, I imagined Alice Cooper comics in every guitar and music store.
Oh, dude.
I just,
Alliance Entertainment is the #1 seller of vinyl records in the country. They actually are 50% of all the vinyl records in the country.
oh my God, vinyl 45 covers for Dynamite.
Well, dude, you think I'm kidding? I think that was part of the discussion. No, it was. And just Tower Records went online. They funded it.
Alberta wants to know will it help if he buys the Nick Fury and Wonder Woman sketch covers.
Everything helps, Alberta. Everything helps.
Everything helps.
You know, it's funny. You guys ever watch what's that guy's name? The old 40s guy, Benny
Hill?
No, that was no Ben.
Oh, 1940.
Yeah.
Oh.
Come on, black and white TV. He was always cheap.
Oh God.
Benny. Oh, Jesus.
He's got the best Christmas special ever.
You got it, Alberta.
Oh God, why can't I think of his name now? Flexi Disc. Oh my God, that'd be the best.
Listen, from now on, any steak dinners you see me have is only when the other person's paying. The steak dinner I had this past Thursday, the other person paid. So when you see me take pictures of a dinner, understand I'm not paying for it. Oh God, what
You
the hell
mean
was
Jack
it?
Benny?
Jack Benny, thank
Benny.
you.
That's it. Yeah.
I feel like Jack Benny in that one skit. I'm going to go to that framed dollar on my wall, break the glass, and take that dollar out of the wall. Yes, DJ. Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Oh no.
Maybe you don't remember me. I'm Benny Blanco.
Blanco.
Well, maybe I don't remember the last time I blew my nose.
Oh man. Did you?
Robbie's like, can we go back to wrestling talk?
No, he's busy. He's busy making up excuses for what he's doing now because he can't tell people he's doing this show.
All right,
Hey,
I gotta
PCPP,
go.
come on.
Like I said, let me go back to work. This is
Did Alberto claim those?
Huh?
Did Alberto claim those?
Yeah, he did.
Man, those are that Nick Fury book is.
Thank you, Alberto.
Those are like two real.
Your money or your life. I'm thinking.
I've been there before. Did you see the Wonder Woman cover? I know because I know you. Even you
yeah, I
can't see
did.
every single book.
I
love
did.
that.
I did see that. I also saw the animated Justice League from the Crisis.
It's all right, Alberto. Thanks for posting that in the chat so Amy knows who to blame. It's not me. And it is not me. That's all I care about. I won't get in trouble.
Amy's
So
gonna come in with
I'm
her
good
books
with that.
Hey, we have some new Dynamite books this week, so
a little bit.
Oh yeah, a little bit, man.
If you guys claim them here, at least I'm sure I'll get paid here.
That's too real, Nick. That's too real, man.
That's serious.
How do you think I feel?
I know.
I raise an octave to say that.
All right, so from now on, we'll be the new distributor on the show, DXP. Call your friends.
Say, if you want, Rex and I can deliver Dynamite comics like paper boys. Just kind of show up.
You're throwing them through people's windows.
I don't think I can ride a bike anymore. I'm not sure. It's been a while.
I have not ridden a bike for 8 pounds. What do you think of a bike? Oh no, we'll get an RV and do it though.
Yeah, get an RV and get one of those like T-shirt guns.
That wouldn't be too
right?
bad.
You should have asked for the Frank Miller art, Alberto. Alberto, you can get a really good deal on that Gil Kane Captain America right now. Oh my God!
Suddenly the wall. Suddenly you can see the wall in your office again.
Yeah, really. Like I said, that dollar is coming off my wall. I'm going out to dinner on Thursday.
What's
and
the
it's
little
like,
hammer for?
I'm taking the high speed line to the subway.
I'm not driving.
Can you jump the turnstile without getting in trouble these days?
Yeah, I kind of at my age I pretend to fall over. Oh, I'm fat and old. I fall.
I want my $2. Scientists agree that if Cro-Magnon man filled
left the form and they survived. That's funny. Everybody sees that.
I'll let you guys get back to this. I got to go back to my thing. Right now, I'm sitting there like, okay, what Kickstarters can we launch tomorrow?
How about the one for the RV? Rex and I will deliver books to comic book shops, and it will be like a whole show.
Nick will have to wash dishes for a steak now. No, that's why I'm only going to go when people pay. Let's just say that I've redeveloped my taste for American cheese sandwiches with a little bit of vinegar on top.
No, not American cheese. That's not real cheese.
That's not real cheese.
Go to provolone or mozzarella. That's better for you.
You know what? I've
been reading this stuff.
Actually, Pam got me a veggie sandwich today, and I was like.
Wow.
You can't afford this.
American cheese is a processed cheese food.
Okay, you want to know how I made it affordable?
How?
I'll show you.
I cut it in half.
Actually, yes. I ate half for lunch. I'm having half for dinner.
You talk to a man that used to be a chef. He knows. He knows all the tricks.
I absolutely know how to make a dollar stretch. Holy.
Half for lunch, half for dinner. I was like, we can't afford this.
I got to get you a subsidy food scene card. Because there's a ton of participating businesses that give discounts.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
like
that's actually
that
awesome.
card is super popular, man.
All right,
She's going to do it again this year.
You should join the group. I learn all about.
Nick sees enough of me on Facebook. He
I'll make it happen, Marcus.
Food groups.
I'm doing great.
Listen, this is how bad my luck is. Okay, right now my luck is so bad. Wacky Racers.
Thank you, Preston.
Thank you, Preston. Wacky Racers is out this week, and some stores got like Cliff Biggers of Dr. No's got it for free comic day because Joe Michael Linsner did the A cover.
Okay.
Diamond accidentally shipped all the A covers to the UK. Talk about a pick and pack mistake.
I have an idea though.
Send 100% of this cover to 10% of the market.
I was wondering why we weren't getting our cover A's this week. I really was. I was like, I wonder what's going on with that. Thank you for explaining.
I wonder if there's a UK store going, where are the other covers at?
Where are we going to put these pallets?
CJ, honestly, all kidding aside, I've had a lot of friends tell me sell a lot of the small pieces of art. And I've been, why do you even want to deal with Diamond? Well, I mean, we've got to just unravel everything, Marcus. We're talking to everybody. The fortunate thing is Lunar does want us. Penguin Random House wants us. Simon & Schuster wants us. It's all been a matter. I guess I let my loyalty to my 33-year relationship affect my judgment on that. So it is what it is. But going back to the one thing, it's far easier to sell something that has higher value than selling 100 pieces that have lower value. That's just time. Emotionally, would I rather sell the smaller pieces? Yeah. But at the same time, that could take a couple of days, and I need to put that into
do them
business.
here.
Nothing
on this
says
show.
how
Yeah, well, that's
serious-
the whole thing. That's the Friday show where I sell the stuff affordably too.
Nothing says how serious the situation is than you selling your Frank Miller piece.
Yeah,
That's just my opinion, but that lets you know that it's not just that when Nick sold that piece, I was like, oh.
well, and the Superman 74. I mean, I bought that from Dan
I
Jurgens.
was forgot about that. Well, Dan, just have him draw another one.
No, but that was the book that set a relationship with Dan and Brett that's been over 30 years. The one thing that made me feel good, Tom McDonald, I ended up doing a cash trade with him where he gave me a little bit of money, but he gave me other art. And Tom's such a nice guy that I sold him my George Perez Green Lantern cover. I mean, it did two things. It did what I needed to do, but it also went to somebody who I know it will be the centerpiece of this collection.
I put a comment there because it was George Perez and Green Lantern. I removed the comment on Facebook. My comment was, I just sold the Challenger first.
If I didn't get the Challenger cheap,
I know.
I think I got the Challenger for like $21,000.
That's a great price.
It is. And I got lucky. The only reason why I got it for that price was I went Memorial Day weekend and they needed to sell 2 more cars to get their big rebate.
Get their yeah.
So the guy, I never heard this. Apparently people do this. He gave me the car on Friday and told me to come back on Monday to make a final decision. But he put it all in black and white how much I would have to pay, regardless whether or not they got to their last 2 cars.
Right.
So I got it for.
They've done that. They've done that where they let you take the car
for like 22 or
yeah,
maybe
but
it was 24.
Yeah, but they've done that. They let you take the car home for the weekend and come back. Because where are you gonna go? You know what I mean?
We totally forgot the 7:30 break.
Oh shoot! I'll let you guys go.
You know what?
I think we're
Sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
I was going to say, since there's only 20 minutes left, I mean,
That's
if y'all
fine.
want to go, we can go.
God forbid Jay has to use the bathroom and you give him a minute of peace and quiet on this show.
Sorry.
No, y'all are good. Y'all are good. It's just, if y'all want to just go ahead and skip it, then
Okay,
we just-
Yeah,
fair
I mean,
enough.
if
Hey,
Robbie's
that was
in there,
important. Nick needed to come and vent to some friends, and so that's why we were here. That's why we skipped the break,
I
right?
can't imagine how frustrating that's got to be. Like,
Well,
I don't obviously
if
own a
this
comic
is
book
going to
company.
happen, it probably should have happened several weeks ago when they first declared bankruptcy. So we I kind of feel for Nick because he wasted weeks and weeks of figuring out what to do, negotiating, and so on and so forth, only to have what happened anyway.
I'll tell you who winds up getting a nice little bump here too eventually. Not even this year, but eventually. This is how Amazon winds up distributing comic books, because eventually people will get so tired of the hoops and all the other stuff, and this is, I think, how. And I don't mean this in a negative way, but I think Amazon gets stuff because people try to look for other options, alternatives, whatever it is, and then eventually, at the end of the day, they're like,
Right.
This is becoming this is more than I can do. I'm done with it. And of course, Amazon's always there with the giant wish machine. Yeah, we'll get it there tomorrow. No problem.
All right. So you know what? That's fine, Jay. We'll just get through the rest of the Dynamite books.
Do we have any other books we didn't get to? Did we get to?
Let me see. What's that? Yeah, we do actually.
Okay. No, I mean, whatever you want to do is fine.
Let's go ahead and do them. What the heck? And then we'll do a recap if there is time. All right. So next up, we have Darkwing Duck number 3. Also out Wednesday. Give Jay a second to scroll ahead.
On just a second, I am very behind.
No, you're good. You're good. We'll chat amongst ourselves.
He wouldn't be behind if he'd had a break where he could actually prepare himself. But no, Chatty Cathy said to go to town.
All right.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Almost. All right. Darkwing Duck number 3, cover A by Tad Stones. And we have that at a cover price.
It's been a great series too. Great series.
All right. And then we have cover B by Mark Bagley. Also cover. Then we have cover C by Ted Brandt. Also a cover price. Then we have cover D by Nicoletta Balderi. And we have that for cover price as well, $4.99. Then we have cover E by Ciro Cangialosi. And we have that cover price. Then we have cover G by Tad Stones. It's a version variant. And we have that for $50. Then cover H, 1:10 ratio by Ciro Cangialosi. It's the black and white.
It's trippy. Black and white.
Yeah, it is. For this cover especially. And we had that for 10. Then
or if you're Edward, this is just a blank.
There you go. That's a good point.
Man, they have a lot of blanks on the show this week. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
So then you got cover I, the 1:10 ratio by Mark Bagley. It's also black and white. We had that for 10. Then cover J, 1:10 ratio by Nicoletta Balderi, the version variant. And we had that for 10.
Is that your laptop?
No, that's Nick on the phone. So then cover K, the 1:15 ratio by Ciro Cangialosi. It's a black and white version. Had that for 15. Then we have cover L, the 1:15, Mark Bagley, black and white version. And we had that for 15. Then we have cover M, the 1:15, Ted Brandt, version variant. We had that for 15. And then cover N, 120, Ciro Cangialosi, version variant. Had that for 20. Then cover O, the 120 Mark Bagley version. Had that for 20. Okay, and then John's favorite character, Green Hornet, Miss Fury, number 4. Cover A by Francesco Francavilla. Had that at cover price. Then we have cover B, Jay Lee, and we have that at cover as well.
This series is very, very good. I'm enjoying this quite a bit.
Then we have cover C, the Jonathan Case variant, and we have that at cover price as well. Then we have cover D, the Jacob Edgar variant, and we have that at cover of $4.99.
I like both of those artists, and I was hoping when Nick told me that this was going to be happening last year, I was hoping one of those guys would do a variant cover. I was super happy when I found out both guys were doing variant covers for that because they have the right kind of style for, this era of the Green Hornet.
All right. So then we got cover E, the 110 Jay Lee black and white variant. And we have that for 10. Hey, Easy. What's up, bud? Got some blanks tonight. So let me know. I'm going to do a recap soon. So let me know if you're looking for any blanks.
With the number of books we have, the recap is the closing of the show. We have so much stuff.
That's true. Cover F, 110 Jacob Edgar Virgin. And have that for 10. Then cover G, 1:15 Jay Lee Black and White Virgin. Have that for 15. Hey, Leonard. What's up, bud? And then cover H, the 1:15 Jonathan Case version. Have that for 15. Then cover I, the 120 Jay Lee version. And we have that for 20. Then cover J, the 120 Francesco Francavilla version. And we have that for 20. All right. So let's see. Let's start at.
Not only is this book really cool, but Miss Fury touches on something about because she rolls solo. She's a
Right.
solo hero. And she's not the first person to mention this, but she always touches on the fact of, dude, you can't hang with me on your own. You need Kato to do all this stuff. And the second I'm reading the line, I'm like, because I love Kato, I'm like, yes, that's the way it works.
All right. See, TJ. Yeah, Marcus, that's probably not a bad idea right there. All right, so the blanks, easy, just so you know. Let's see. So first one is Red Sonja versus Army of Darkness. Cover G. It's the blank variant. Have that at cover price. Let's see. It's actually kind of harder than going in one by one.
Do you have any numbers by them, Rex?
Yeah, I can do that for you, Jay.
Okay.
So 27. It is the red blank variant, and we have that at cover at $4.99. So then we'll move on to Giant Size of Wacky Races #1. Let's see. Are there? Okay, so this is 41, Jay. Cover D, the blank variant for cover price. 2 white. Okay, so let me get that down easy. So 2 white, 1 red. Okay, gotcha. Let's see. All right. And then 1 red. All right. So let me see. Erasers blank. Okay. And then we have, let's see. Okay, so that is the only Wacky races blank, I believe.
I think we have, if I'm looking at it right, we have this one too, the yellow one.
We have the caution flag and
right.
the white flag.
That's right. You're right. Oh, why can't I find it on the list? Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry. So cover K, the yellow blank. Then moving on, Darkwing Duck. Let's see. Do we do a blank for Darkwing?
So the other one's a claim, right?
Yeah. So there are no blanks for Darkwing, right, Jay?
Oh, did TJ leave? Good night, TJ.
I don't think so. They're really hard to see from back here.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm looking on the list. I don't see it. So cover A, cover B, cover C, cover D, cover E, cover G, cover H, cover I, cover J. Okay. All right, I don't see any. And I don't think I see any for Green Hornet Miss Fury #4. Yeah, I don't. Okay, I think that's it. All right, so Thundercats is also coming out Wednesday, but we got the books kind of late. Okay, easy. I got you, buddy. Hold on, let me get back that page up. All right, so we still have Thundercats coming out on Wednesday. So I will have those books on Wednesday. And more than likely Wednesday, because it's 1 hour, we're just going to do all Dynamite books for that show, just to kind of catch up. Obviously, to a spin winner. No, yeah, you could, Mike. So let me get this straight, Mike. You want to give all the bikes to a
spin winner? That's what.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not saying that right. I just.
So Corey, there's so many books, I think, and we kind of got sidetracked.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be time for like a full.
Yeah, so I will do a full without the distractions here, like Nick and John. You know, I might be able to get through things more efficiently, if you will. Okay. So tell me again, Mike, which are the blanks? So let me say black, red, white, yellow. So let's see. All right. Yeah, we can do that. Blanks. Mike Asbill.
Robbie, while he's doing math homework, do you want to tell us what you're doing tonight after the show is over?
We're doing Showgirls, the Paul Verhoeven classic starring Elizabeth Berkley and Kyle MacLachlan and Gina Gershon. Very excited to talk about this movie. You know, with Jelani there, it's going to be a night full of lovely quotes.
Nice.
So Showgirls tonight at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern.
All right. So, Jay, we're going to spin the wheel twice tonight. All right. Just so you know. So, again, same hashtag EXP. Monday, all lowercase. You only need to enter it once. And we'll do it that way. And thanks to Mike Asbill for doing giveaways for 3 blanks tonight.
Yeah, that's
so
super
many people in the chat deserve it, so that's great.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so let's see. Red.
That's nice, Mike. That's really nice.
Let's see. Red, white. What was the other one? Yeah, Mike, that was nice. This is the. This has to be the nicest group out there. The kind of gift giving we have, it's amazing. Okay, I think around this year, around Christmas, everybody was giving somebody something. It was amazing.
Well, I think there might be like an inverse law, right? Because I watch other shows and the hosts seem nice.
Gotcha, Mike.
The hosts seem nice, but the people in their chat bidding on books are just awful. Here we have amazing people in the chat giving gifts to each other, and then, well, you know, it's you and me.
What's that mean?
Well,
so
Robbie's
but
here,
yeah, in
so
December, everyone was gifting something somebody. It felt like, so that was awesome. That was
Robbie's
really
like
nice.
Robbie's like the line for the tequila. That's how you. That's kind of how you have to get it down after you.
Bahama Breeze, baby. That's his thing.
I miss me some Bahama Breeze, man. I wish they'd build one here.
Dude, he comes up here. We're right over Cherry Hill.
Dude, that place is so old. I haven't been there in years. Bahama Breeze.
Yeah, but he likes it. I think it's still.
Well,
open.
yeah, we would take him there, but you know that would. Yeah, is it still open? I thought it was.
I'm pretty sure it is. Why, you want to go after the show?
No, I want
to go get some pina coladas, man.
It's Monday. I am so tired. All right, so we got 2 minutes left. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Let's do the first one for the Green Lantern Season 2, number 1 with Green Lantern cover sketch by Kirstine Danica Lamb.
You sure they're up to 11?
Listen, you're a bad influence.
That's been the story of my life.
All right, Triple B.
Congratulations. And we wind up with an unboxing video. This is great.
So then the 3 blanks, the Mike Asbill gift, we're doing it as a giveaway. So we're going to spin the wheel for that one now.
Good luck, everybody. Mike, again, very cool. Very, very kind.
Yeah, it was. And Robert Paulson.
Robert Paulson.
Cool.
Nice.
Congratulations.
All right. So 9 p.m. Eastern, tune in to PCP for Showgirls. That's the movie that Robbie's doing.
And then what's on after the?
Yeah, Jay, what's on the XP after that?
So keep another tab open while you're watching Showgirls. You got to hear Jelani quotes, man. That's top tier. But at the same time, over on the CBSN, Kyle and I will be doing the second shift lunch show, where Kyle sells books and I'm up in the corner like his Statler or Wardorf, whatever he wants to call me.
Okay.
Then come back here to the experience at 11 Eastern, 10 Central. I already put the link in the chat for Best Coast Comics. I've never heard of Canadian Whites, so I'm interested to find out what that is.
Very cool. So I will be back Wednesday at 7 p.m. It will probably be all Dynamite books since we have so many this week popping out. I'd say it sounds like things will be getting to your LCSs a bit late. So if there's anything that you want that's Dynamite released this week, you can get it here. But
you mean wanting to drive on over to the office and pick it up? I thought that's what my
No, you're the only one that does that. So, but support your LCSs. Free Comic Book Day coming up.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nightmare for them too. Man.
Make sure that you support them. Buy something else, okay, while you're there.
Right.
My PSA.
You know that statue you've been looking at? You're not sure if you want to get it or not? This would be a
Now's
real
good
good week to pick that up.
Now is definitely a good time. So other than that, as always, thanks Robbie, thanks John, thanks Jay, thanks to the entire group.
It's been a blast.
I will see you guys Wednesday. Be good. Peace.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.